ìlera alábọ́dé tó ṣe é fọkàn tán ètò ẹ̀kọ́ tó jíire jákèjádò ìpínlẹ̀ tí tó yọkùlùlù tó tún bá gbà mú bẹ káàkiri orígun mẹ́rin ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ àárín nínú òkùnkùn mọ́ iná wà ní gbogbo àwọn òpópónà wa nípínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ ṣèyí ti ṣèyí dáadáa ẹjẹ́ agbárùkù tí kó ṣe gómìnà ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀yọ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kejì lábẹ́ ẹgbẹ́ òṣèlú alábùradà People's Democratic Party PDP. Power to the people.
Shoulder.
At home, in the kitchen, in your office, in your car, everywhere, wherever, whenever, we've got you covered. We are 93.7 FM. Vintage.
Good morning, sport fans. Welcome to today's edition of Sportling on Vintage 93.7 FM. Of course, we are reaching you from Oluyole in the city of Ibadan. Well, today is Wednesday, the 8th day in the month of March 2023. Thank you so very much for joining us. My name is Tobi Akintola, your sports pal. Super excited once again to be here to give you the latest in the ever interesting, action-packed, and sometimes controversial world of sport. Well, Mujib is my studio manager this morning, and for 15 minutes or so, we are going to do it together. David Olaniyan is behind our social media. Yeah, because of our time, let's get started with other sports news. We are starting with basketball this morning. When Nigeria's men's basketball team, that's the Tigers, have retained its position as the number one best team in the continent and 19th in the world in the latest FIBA World Rankings announced. But the Tigers won 2 games in the just concluded window of the African qualifiers against Guinea and Cote d'Ivoire, game to Angola, and also lost the qualifying position to Cape Verde. Well, according to the latest ranking, the Tigers plays as the top playing basketball country in the continent and 19th in the world with 461 and 4 points. Well, Tunisia is placed second in the continent, and Senegal is placed third, and Angola is fourth in the African continent. So Nigeria is first, Tunisia is second, Senegal is third, Angola is fourth, Cote d'Ivoire is fifth, Egypt is sixth, South Sudan occupies the 7th position, Cape Verde are 8th, Cameroon is 9th, and of course DR Congo, they are 10th on the rankings. Yeah, from basketball, let's move to football. That's the king of sports. We're starting from the NLL. But the Congress of the Nationwide League One, NLO, has vetoed the stadium format proposed by the Secretariat of the nation's third-tier domestic league body for the new season 26 kickoff date. Where Dr. Ayo Abdurrahman, the director of the NFF National Competition, gave the keynote address on behalf of the General Secretary, Dr. Mohamed Sanusi. One of the major decisions taken in the virtual Congress was held via Zoom was the adoption of the stadium league format for the new season. The season that was earlier scheduled for April 13 now kick off on April 26. According to the NLO, the league stadium format was adopted by the Congress as it considered the security, economic, and political challenge in the country. Yeah, from the NLL, let's move to the Nigerian Professional Football League (NPFL). We understand that Bender Insurance forward Imade Osarinkwe has won the Nigerian Premier League Player of the Month of January award. But the former HLFL star has been crucial for Bender Insurance this season as they sit. While reacting to his Player of the Month award, he took to his Twitter handle to express 9 games for Bender Insurance this season with his name on his score sheet for the first 4 league games of the season. Of course, Bender Insurance are top of the Group A standings in the Nigerian Professional Football League (NPFL) season. Eyimba Football Club of Aba second on the log. Well, let's move to the African football scene. The Flying Eagles, they lost a goal in the ongoing African Cup of Nations. That's under 20 going on in Egypt. But Gambia under 20 coach, that's Abdoulaye Bojang, says his side deserves to win the final of the under 20 African Cup of Nations after edging past favorite Nigeria in the semi-finals. Where the young Scorpions were undoubtedly the sensation of the tournament in Egypt after stunning favorites and 7-time champions in the last 4 matches on Monday to secure their historic ticket to the final. Adama Bojang scored the winner after 7 minutes to send Gambia to Saturday's final against neighbors Senegal. The coach said it is extraordinary, magnificent, satisfactory, and much more than that. We have scored 10 goals in this competition without conceding. We are a small country which now plays in the tournament. So Gambia will take on Senegal in the finals of the Under-20 African Cup of Nations going on in Egypt. The top place game will be between Nigeria and Tunisia. The Flying Eagles of Nigeria will take on the young Carthage Eagles of Tunisia. Well, like I said the other time, the final is between Senegal and Gambia, where the two sides have a similar record in the tournament, and as they have won 5 matches without conceding a goal and scoring in each match. But the final will be at the Cairo International Stadium on Saturday, 11th March, which will rekindle the two countries' footballing rivalry as they both seek a maiden under-20 AFCON crown. The final is Senegal-Gambia, while the top place game will be between Tunisia and Nigeria. Move to the European football scene. Before I tell you what happened yesterday in the UEFA Champions League, well, let me give you this news on Victor Osimhen, where Super Eagles fought United and Chelsea. Well, from a quote gathered by from the Athletic, the 24-year-old Nigeria police side. Of course, Victor Osimhen in the future, that's according to Victor Osimhen, who is the top scorer in the Italian Serie A. Well, from there, let's move to the UEFA Champions League, where Kai Havertz are retaking penalty helped Chelsea move into the Champions League quarterfinals as they overturned a 1-goal deficit from the first leg to beat Borussia Dortmund 2-1 on aggregate. Where I'm Stanley had earlier leveled the tie on aggregate with a powerful strike from the center of the box from Ben Chilwell's cutback following a positive start by the host at Stamford Bridge. Where for Dortmund, the decision to award Havertz a penalty and then allow him to retake it left a bitter taste in the mouth. It's a yard or 2 yards away, said the midfielder Jude Bellingham of the handball. That in itself was disappointing, but the fact that they had a retake is a joke. That's according to Jude Bellingham, the Borussia Dortmund midfielder. So Chelsea are through to the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. They won the tie 2-1 on aggregate. Don't forget they lost the first leg 0-1 in Germany 3 weeks ago, but yesterday they lifted Borussia Dortmund 2-1. They progressed to the quarterfinals 2-1 on aggregate. Another match I played yesterday, Benfica spanked Club Brugge 5-1 to progress to the quarterfinals on 7-1 on aggregate. So Chelsea and Benfica are already through to the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions, the biggest club competition in Europe. We have 2 matches coming up later today in the UEFA Champions League. Where Bayern Munich will take on the PSG. The time for that game is 9 p.m. Nigerian time. It's going to be at the Allianz Arena in Germany. But don't forget that Bayern Munich hold a 1 lead going into this context. Well, for PSG to qualify for the quarterfinals, they need to overturn that 0-1 deficit they got from the first leg. So the time for that game is 9 p.m. Nigerian time. The other game will be in North London. Tottenham Hotspur will take on AC Milan. The time for that game is 9 p.m. Nigerian time as well. Well, the first leg in San Siro, AC Milan defeated Tottenham Hotspur by a lone goal. But the Spurs boss Antonio Conte is optimistic that they will be able to progress into the quarterfinals of that competition. We have a lot of reactions from what happened last night in the UEFA Champions League, where controversy regarding that penalty awarded to Chelsea and the fact that the penalty was retaken. Well, later in the day, by 4:30, we will have an extensive time to talk about the review of what happened yesterday and, of course, the preview to matches coming up today in the UEFA Champions League. Then I should be able to give you the reactions from players and, of course, Graham Potter, the Chelsea boss. Now, Chelsea have recorded 2 wins now on the bounce. They defeated Leeds United on Saturday by lone goal. Now they have defeated Borussia Dortmund to advance to the quarterfinals of the UEFA Champions League. So by 4:30, join me for the second part of Sports Lane for today. Well, let me give some transfer news before I go. Well, the summer transfer window will not open till July, but teams are already making frantic efforts in getting some deals done before that time. Jude Bellingham, who plays for Borussia Dortmund, is being linked to Real Madrid, Chelsea, and Manchester United. So at the moment, we don't know which of these clubs will get Jude Bellingham at the end of the transfer window. Also getting reports that Arsenal defender Tierney might leave the club in the summer transfer window. Where Tierney has been second fiddle to Alexander Zinchenko, who joined from Manchester City at the close of last season. And reports suggest that the Gunners are ready to cash in on the Scotland international. Where Tierney joined Arsenal from Celtic in 2019. It cost the Gunners £25 million to get him from his club. But don't forget, we also have Europa League games coming up tomorrow. United and Arsenal will be in action. Well, that's all time permits on the morning edition of Sportline for today. Well, join me later in the day at 4:30 for the second half of this program. I've enjoyed working with Mujib this morning as my studio manager. David Olaniyan is in charge of our social media. My name is Tobi Akintola. I'm your sports pa, and I'm out of the studio.